Live here, and I'm here with a special guest, Pling. How are you today, Pling?
I'm very good, thank you. Enjoying the good weather here in northern Finland and looking forward to casting with my good friend Carlotso.
Absolutely awesome. We're here watching this game between Team Awesome and GOALstar in a Wireplay Div 2 official. We got the demo man coming on mid here, electing for Mendez to come up to this top right. A lot of point presence from Team Awesome for this first mid fight here.
He's getting very far forward actually, and they have very good control of the midpoint at this time. The other team is just now pushing in, and it seems like the standard tunnel fight is actually going in the red team's favor though. Let's see how this plays out.
The red demos both still trading stickies up across this mid-fight here. Neither team really wanting to make an engagement of this mid-fight, but the Scout and the NG are taking more point presence as the Heavy's trying to get up, eating a load of spam
And the blue soldier comes up behind, and the red medic actually drops. So that will be a significant Uber advantage and also player advantage for Team Awesome here when they have capped the midpoint and are moving forward.
Fantastic play from Dan there as they're going to get forward, and the Uber is forced out of the blue team there, as Team Awesome are going to run forward without their Uber that they so had that advantage on, and the Ubers will equalize.
They can still use it to gain a lot of ground though, so it's not completely wasted, even though it wasn't exactly what they hoped they would be doing with it. So they still actually capped the second point. But they're gonna have to watch out here, because the sniper was peeking down the point. They have to be careful not to get their key players picked at a bad position.
The demo and the sniper go down for GOALstar, which means there's going to be a lot more pressure coming from Team Awesome now.
Yes, it looks like it. The red team has sort of gone into a very defensive position on the last point here. They haven't swapped out, elected to go for the level 3 sentry gun, but oh, very nice there. A spy that apparently is quite good just got in there and stabbed the demo man. That will prompt the push from Team Awesome, who are coming in now.
You know, that spy is definitely capable, and the blue team are in here. Team Awesome getting this very nice Uber to the point with a lot of picks. That's going to be one round for Team Awesome. Nice push there on that last point.
That was a very good reaction when they got the demo man. Is a very large pick in Highlander, and they capitalized on it just like they should. And they executed a very textbook push into last point and capped it. So 1-0 to Team Awesome at this point.
We'll be watching Mendez doing the same rollout as he did last time, trying to trade stickies as he can.
Yes, the red demo man gets pressured back a bit by the blue scout, and he's now down to actually 21 HP and has to take a lot of heals from his medic. That could play into the favor of the blue team, who can spread around their heals a lot more, and it does actually. It's carnage. It's carnage.
It's absolutely carnage here as GOALstar losing all of their players, only an engineer up right now. And this mid has definitely gone in Team Awesome's favour. And Team Awesome doing a very nice job of keeping all of their players alive there in that mid-fight. What went wrong for GOALstar there?
It's really hard to say, really. They got pressured out into a very bad position quite early on. And
Red Soldier jumps in, getting on the mid.
Oh, I see. He couldn't though. But the spy comes in.
Gets the drop.
He capitalizing on the distraction of the of the red soldier jumping in. Very, very nice play there.
We'll see that kitchen shift just barely saves his team from demise there.
Yeah, they still have a good position though, and the Ubers are actually even now. He basically evened out the Ubers, so his team won't have to suffer through a push without having an Uber of their own to protect with. But it's still not very nice for the blue team to lose their medic. So let's see what we have here. Nothing much going on below the point. The red pyro is roaming around there, making sure that no one can push into those small corridors. You have to be aware of that.
Both teams just kind of holding, exchanging spam right now, looking for the opening and the picks that they need. But both of them staying relatively passive for the time being, I'd say.
We are in the classic Highlander 5CP stalemate, it looks like. So
to compensate this, we've got the red sniper eating a lot of heals from his med, trying to get forward to get the picks needed for his team to push out here.
That's basically what you need to do in these stalemate situations. You have to sort of work for picks, but the red team elects to Uber into them. I don't think this is a very good Uber, honestly. They popped very early, and the medic gets blasted all over the place, and he's surely gonna go down. Yes, so that puts red at the heal disadvantage, and I think that might have been the mistake that might cost them the round. Let's see what happens.
Fortunately, though, the red demo was largely unnoticed for a majority of that engagement. He did manage to put down a lot of stickies, a lot of damage was dealt to him, and I think they're going to just barely hold it because of it.
Yes, but if you look at the Ubers, however, that's the deal.
Tell a different story,
they
indeed.
tell a different story indeed. We're gonna have to see if Team Awesome can capitalize on this massive Uber advantage they have at this moment.
Like GOALstar being incredibly over-aggressive here.
Yes, they lose their heavy, very important player to have when defending, and now they lose their demo man as well, and this has to prompt the push from Team Awesome.
A full 40% advantage, and an Uber popped at last. This has got to be the time where they're getting in and they're going to be taking this point, and of course that is going to be it, as Wasted Prime, the scout, gets on the point and caps it for his team amidst all the chaos.
Yeah, they were too distracted there, focusing on the Ubered shiny players to notice that the scouts snuck in there. So let's see what happens on this third mid-fight.
See Jackie Legs electing to take that different tunnel, slower mid-fight here from GOALstar as opposed to Team Awesome's really fast approach to mid. What do you think about that?
I think both of them can be viable, but you have to have a plan. If you're slow, you have to have a plan, because otherwise you can just let the faster team get into a better position, which you can see has sort of happened here because the red medic is already down.
That's not going to be good for these mid-fights. Their med is constantly going down. What can Red do to turn these fights around for them?
Well, they actually are winning the DM fights now, so it's really hard to say.
Got put on them, and the Uber is actually forced out of Team Awesome.
Yeah, they capitalized, and it's actually only the demo and the medic, because this red spy managed to stab the pyro at the last second. So they're gonna have to get on their little horsies and run away. So actually, GOALstar.
That the
that's a good
Team
teleport,
Awesome's
actually.
engineer did manage to get up really close to the mid fight. Could be very dangerous, but also one that provides a lot for the team. The red demo is jumping in to put as much damage as he can out, but it looks like he's going to be forced out with just barely enough health for 4.
Yeah, he's 4 HP, not very favorable, to be honest. The spy on spy action by the little hut there, you managed apparently to take down the opposing spy, but caught off by a pipe.
The combo electing to come by that hut, Carlotso being a very bad player there, getting caught out. And we actually see the red medic is on crits now.
And they popped it, but they're getting blasted by the blue pyro. Is he gonna fall? Yes, the red demo man falls to his death. I love seeing that when pyros air blast people off the cliffs.
But regardless of that, it still looks like the Uber was managed to be saved from Fenrir, so they are going to be able to hold this point if they pop that Uber in time, which they do.
And they get 3 picks with it as well, which is very favorable for them. But now they're just gonna have to watch out that they don't get caught out here. But they got so many picks that's
behind, going for the heavy, gets caught out just in time.
Yeah, well played.
Team Awesome should be pushing on this, in my opinion.
Yeah, they should be. They have a spawn disadvantage, of course, since they don't have the forward point. And the red medic, I didn't know if you caught that, but the red medic actually got an Uber saw on the blue spy, which means
he's very angry about that and wants to equalize that. Kicks him out immediately.
Very well played there by the blue spy, making sure that that Uber advantage amounted to nothing. So now the blue team Awesome is reclaiming the midpoint here. The red pyro is caught out and gets trapped by MD and Z's stickies, and the blue team is gonna set up for a soon. They must be pushing soon, considering they have 100% Uber advantage.
They took the midpoint and elected to jump off the point for a bit. Maybe they're a bit worried about losing some of their classes to other pick classes.
Seems likely, especially now since the soldier bombs in, but he doesn't actually manage to do anything useful.
Red
so
team are coming in here with little to no Uber, and the med is so low, gets taken out.
That was a weird play, I must say. That was a weird mistake. What do you think?
Maybe they were just really desperate to try and get the force out of them, and they do get it now, but sacrificing your medic for a force is kind of redundant in some situations.
Yeah, the whole point of doing a force is making sure to equalize or swing the Uber advantage in your favor, so I don't really understand why they elected to do that, and I think that mistake will actually cost them the second point.
lazy finger underneath was trying to make a heavy play on his own there, but gets caught out.
Yeah.
None of that happening today.
None of that roaming heavy, which is fun.
I'll tell you what is happening. Jackie Legs is putting out a lot of damage and got quite a few picks in that small push in there.
If we look at the scoreboard, actually, he is topping the scoreboard for his team. However, his team is slightly behind the red team when it comes to points in general. We actually have the red team trying to reclaim the midpoint here.
Soldier jumps the med and gets the pick on Braveheart. A very nice jump there from Daniel, looking to equal these Ubers as much as possible. These meds can't stay alive for more than a minute.
No, it looks like it. It looks like the pick classes are really having a good time today there, and I actually count soldiers a pick class in Highlander pretty much. So that pick actually doesn't really help that much.
I think
the red
Jackie Legs did a lot during that push though. His damage output right now is pretty insane. He's getting a very good positioning, he's getting forward, and he's dealing a lot of damage.
Team Awesome though still has the Uber advantage in their favor, so they will at least, if I were that team, I would at least contest second to make sure that they don't get any further forward. Might do a forward hold here on the little bridge leading into the second point. But Jackie Legs is doing a huge sticky jump in. He only gets a dispenser though, but he puts out a lot of damage and he forces Team Awesome back since they don't want to get their Uber forced too early. Now it's actually forced though, and they're electing to push out with their demo man.
Pyro's behind though, breaks that up instantly and gets the demo disconnected. It looks like Mendez is going to go down here. A lot of people going down for Team Awesome, and actually a pretty good push coming on here from GOALstar.
Yeah, that was a bit of a... I don't know if it was a miscommunication, but they got Team Awesome got forced in a bit of a bad position here.
It kind of felt like a panic pop, you know?
Pretty
like
much,
they were really
yes.
scared and they wanted to make sure they were safe by popping. But the Soldier and the Demo are in here, causing as much distraction as they can for the Pyro Uber to come in, taking out Rob on the point with that extinguisher.
They lost a lot of people during that push. I like the idea. They tried to Uber in the Pyro who air blast people off the point, and it actually works.
The Scout and the Pyro on the point. Pyro distracting long enough for the Scout to get that double cap.
Yes, that's a strategy you can try sometime, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to try to do a little different last push. Uber a Pyro, have him blast everyone off the point, and then just cap it.
It felt like a push that Team Awesome just weren't exactly prepared for, you know? They didn't really expect it to happen, and it was a massive distraction on a lot of fronts that kind of threw them off, I think.
It looks like it. MDNZ has taken a lot of damage on this main fight, but Steve the Pirate makes sure that the demo man advantage is...
from Daniel.
It looks like Team Awesome had managed to take a firm grip on the midpoint though, and they have lost Fenrir though, so I don't know. Let's see if they can capitalize on having the faster respawns of the midpoint, or if the Uber will swing back into the midpoint for GOALstar.
It looks like TA are more content to just hold this mid for as much as they can, which is probably the wiser move here. They don't want to.
Blue Soldier goes in for a force, but doesn't actually manage to get it. The red medic Braveheart manages to catch the...
Blue Pyro getting in on him and gets the pick on him. Nice work from Crazy Man there.
I was sure he was going to survive there because he grabbed the health pack just after the bomb and he was surrounded by his team, but apparently the sneaky Pyro was a bit too much.
Crazy Man, they don't call him crazy for nothing, getting that pick, and this
He probably thought he just gave him some candy, you know how Pyros are.
Yeah, you know, we're all over the place. So it looks like, with a 40% advantage now, Team Awesome might be looking to get the push on when they have their Uber.
That looks like the reasonable thing to do. GOALstar have set up a hold on their forward point, and the red sniper is peeking through the lane. Let's see if he can amount to something. He takes a shot but doesn't actually manage to hit it. He's still peeking down there.
It's a very nice sight line. If he can, he likes to be a very aggressive sniper, this 1NJ5DO guy.
Yeah, he plays the style of a lot of snipers do these days when they run the Razorback and play with the combo just to make sure that the pick classes can't really get in on you. It's a very effective style if your team plays around it.
So TA with a full 30% advantage here. They got to be coming in. Here they come, collapsing on this sniper instantly. Sniper just barely getting out of there, but They're going to be popping this Uber now. It comes through the shutter, and Xander trying to get out. Raygun making a sacrifice for the good of the team to try and body block for his team to get out of there.
GOALstar now didn't actually have to pop their Uber, so I think there should be going back out there to reclaim the second. Just watch out for the backpacks.
Here they come, they're Ubering in upstairs now, getting onto the enemy team here. The point was capped by TA. They're going to maybe try and just jump around them, see if they can confuse them with the shutter doors, but now the medic's only connected with a pyro. Demo gets up with him.
The red medic actually gets blasted off, or almost gets blasted off the cliffs. He manages to surf away though, so very nice movement there from the red medic Braveheart. My butt cheeks was clenching there for his life.
Like a 75% advantage there for Fenrir. Looks like another Team Awesome push will be coming on now.
Yes, looks like it.
They've got to try and get this medic out of engagement, so otherwise we're going to keep having a stalemate of Uber after Uber after Uber.
Yeah, they're going to have to get in on Zoom. He has 60%. If they're not quick enough, he might actually get Uber.
They milled it for quite a while there. Now that Uber is popped, we've got Mendez trying to get as forward as he can, dealing as much damage to this medic as he can, but the med's not really taking enough damage, and it looks like he's going to take it.
He's going to take a swim, apparently, Fenrir, into the river here, which, like, now we learned that medics can't swim. So, there's that.
But now with Braveheart with a 100% advantage now. This has got to be GOALstar's time to push out of here and take the mid for themselves.
Yeah, Jackie Legs is leading the charge here. They're Ubering in the demo man onto the midpoint.
Fenrir goes down on this push. This is a very textbook good push here from Fenrir. So from GOALstar right now, taking out Fenrir and just collapsing on the team on this midpoint. And
the demo man goes down as well, which will take away a lot of damage output from Team Awesome.
Jackie Legs trying to disengage from this pyro if it gets taken out by the sniper. I'm telling you, man, Jackie Legs is doing a lot of work here for GOALstar. A lot of damage.
He is
leading the charges. He's doing a lot.
I would say he is their main asset at this time. Usually Devilmen are, but he is to a larger extent than usual. See now,
we're actually going to see Team Awesome get back on the point.
Yeah, they don't want to give this up. They don't really don't want to give this up. They are really keen on making sure that nothing comes out of it. Wasted Prime is actually in on the heavy. Takes out the heavy. Very nice play from the blue scout there. Very well played. The heavy is a huge pick in these situations because you basically lose your tank, so to speak.
It's going to open up a lot of opportunities for Team Awesome to get onto the enemy medic, as he is currently sitting at 50 health or so. Someone's got to be trying to get on him.
Is it Carlotso? Oh, he gets a shank, but he doesn't manage to actually kill him. He gets shot down by the soldier. It was a nice attempt, though.
And we see the sniper with a sightline right now on the far right side, but he's getting shot out by the soldier. Steve goes down to Omrish there from a bomb. Pyro's actually underneath on the mid now, trying to take point presence. Takes that sandwich on the mid.
Yeah. Let's see. Team Awesome is still not giving up this midpoint. The red Uber has
from behind, but it looks like they were kind of unaware of their positioning.
Yes, it looks like it, because Fenrir dropped and he dropped his medic. Dropped his heavy, I mean, so it looks like GOALstar will reclaim the midpoint right
you
now.
You watched underneath there during that Uber, you see Jackie Legs actually chased Mendez into the bottom tunnel, and they both just looked at each other knowing what had to be done. Cable was pulled out, both the demo died.
That's the way it should be. Wasted Prime tries to get in on the medic, and actually
Steve taking out Braveheart there.
Yeah. The distraction from the scout was very helpful there.
You see that Jackie Legs and Omrish are actually taking the left flank, trying to get behind Demo and Soldier behind now the heavy and the combo.
And the red spy is also in on the combo, but he gets shut down by Daniel
Soldier jump,
Sasquatch.
he's getting on the medic if he can.
This is just a DM fest at this point, really. To be honest, Jackie Legs is still underneath the point, but he's gonna go down to the soldier. And the medic is actually getting chased by the soldier as well, and the heavy is on him. Not usually the heavy's role to chase medics, but you take what you get.
You gotta do what you gotta do in Highlander.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
And hopefully we can take this fight off this midpoint, because it feels like we've been here for a good 10 minutes or so.
We've been rotating around the midpoint. This is the world's longest mid fight, but Team Awesome now has full Uber advantage. It's still no heals on GOALstar, so they're just gonna push straight into second point.
Leading the charge over the demo, but Shoalkeeper doing an amazing job there of getting rid of the Uber as much as he could, trying to minimize as much casualties as possible for GOALstar.
Jackie Lex is trying to spam the point up from underneath, but couldn't get a good angle on it, so it doesn't really amount to anything. So it looks like still Braveheart is down again. So this will mean again Uber and heal advantage for Team Awesome for this last push.
The spy position behind the sniper gets a pick on Steve, and we see both the pick classes are kind of removed here.
Yes, exactly. Speaking of pick classes, why do you think it is that the medics keep going down so much, especially Braveheart at this time? What could GOALstar do to make sure that their medic stays alive more?
I'm honestly not sure in this engagement. I don't know about you, but you know, it hasn't really felt like the heavies have had a massive impact on this game compared to the rest of the classes.
No, but they might have now when Team Awesome elects to push in with a heavy Uber into last.
With a heavy Uber, doing a lot of work there, it making me eat my own words. Rob here with a very nice push, getting in on the demo, taking him out.
Doing a lot of damage. If his teal is in on this, they can just collapse on them basically now, but they don't seem to be in a very good position to do it, unfortunately. It was a nice attempt though, and now the GOALstar, and the GOALstar Uber is forced by the Pyro.
I think the soldier got in there as well, Daniel got in there as well and managed to deal some damage, and Crazy Man got on top as well.
Oh, I think we just saw an air shot there from Mendez, but I'm not sure. It's so hard to catch these air shots. There's so much action going on.
It looks like
I want more air
trying
shots.
To get back onto the second point now.
It looks like it, yes. GOALstar is actually pushing a lot of time on. Carlotso comes in, however. Tries to go for the heavy, but only manages to catch his enemy spy, which it's okay, but it's not really the pick he wanted there.
It's not okay. It's the worst pick in Highland. Don't sugarcoat it, dude.
Just trying to be nice. I can't really. You're on my Sixes team. I have to be nice to you.
I'm sure, man, but we're professional casters here. We can't bullshit these people.
No, we
Mendes
can't.
Comes in here with an Uber. Spy decloaks behind, trying to get on the combo. Gets caught out by Wasted Prime there, and
I think
they're holding very close to the corner here.
Team Awesome looks like they want to push on the fact that the demo man wasn't up for GOALstar, but it didn't really work out. They almost wiped. Only Fenrir and Carlotso left alive.
Jackie Legs and Lazyfinger were doing a lot during that defense there. Managed to take out a lot of people coming through that tiny choke that, you know, GOALstar were just kind of waiting around, and now they have 100% Uber. They're going to be taking the second point for free, it looks like, and go on to the mid.
Yeah, the momentum is swinging very hard back and forth in this game. It looks like there's no real, hasn't been at any point so that one team looks like they're just have the momentum in their favor and just running with it, because both teams are doing a good job at both attacking and defending, so we get a really interesting engagement here.
Pyro tries to come in from the flank there, but Shoalkeeper gets taken out by Rob. And now it looks like that GOALstar are actually bleeding a lot of players. They were trying to get a good push happening here, but because they didn't really commit enough, I don't think they ended up bleeding a lot of players here, and this may end up resulting in them losing this point or their Uber advantage. And in fact, now the Ubers are equal now.
The Ubers have been equal, yeah, for a while, but considering that they had Uber, I don't think it's a very wise decision to lose as many players as they did. And now they elect to actually use the Uber offensively, which I like, but they still have respawners coming back into the fight, so they're a bit
very disconnected from his combo right now. Gets forced on his own. Not what you need from him there, but he does get out alive. Unfortunate force out of there. That was a really good force from GOALstar right there. That force didn't get nothing accomplished on the Team Awesome side, and it's looking like GOALstar might be trying to get on this mid to take it now.
It looks like it, and they should be able to cap this point, but the Uber advantage has swung back into Team Awesome's favor. So I suspect we might be in for a bit of a yo-yo action on the midpoint again. That was a terrible analogy.
We still
but
have
you know
5
what
minutes
I mean.
left, and it's Highlander. A lot can happen.
A lot can happen. Team Awesome looks like they want to push forward here. The Red Soldiers try to go in for a force, but he gets launched all the way into the corner by the Heavy's minigun.
You'll see that rocket launcher spray across the map and land in the hands of the Pyro. Fantastic ammo pick up there, and the Uber is actually popped from Team Awesome as the Devo is getting really aggressive.
And the engineer as well. The Braveheart actually went down to 26 HP.
Still alive, just barely gets out of that engagement. The engineer and Devo committing so hard there, but unfortunately not able to get it done. And now the Uber advantage is once again in GOALstar's favour. Like you said, it's a yo-yo with how much this percentage is going back and forth again and again. Will we see a break in the guard eventually?
We might actually, because the red sniper manages to pick the demo man on Team Awesome. Mendes goes down to a headshot there, which is a very good pick for the sniper. And he gets another one. He gets the Steve the pirate goes down, and a third one. He's going
doing
crazy.
A lot of work right now.
He is basically winning his team this midpoint with all these headshots. Very well played from him, and he gets another one.
Takes out the soldier.
Frag movie material coming up. Let's see if it can keep going. Team Awesome's Uber is forced in a very bad position here, so they can't actually use it to defend the point. But they still want to get in.
Looks like they have lost this point now, but they're not giving up on it yet. They want to get right back in and contest it. Medic and the scout are coming in from the left side, and the medic's actually gone behind on the left side. What is he doing
the flanking medic. This is
medic
a very,
and the scout are
very
behind
interesting
everyone
play.
right now. I get headshotted by Steve with a quick scope there on 1 health. Steve as answering the calls to the enemy sniper. You get 4 kills? Well, fuck you. I'm gonna quick scope your medic.
Exactly, that's what you need to do. The sniper battle is such an important aspect of Highlander, so if one sniper is doing work, the other sniper has to do work too, or otherwise you will be a bit screwed.
The Team Awesome are really clumped up together now. They're getting on the point. Scout's being really aggressive and takes out the Heavy, who dropped from Wasted there. And now point presence is once again back in Team Awesome's favour.
This keeps on going back and forth, but it's always interesting to see. Team Awesome, however, is a bit more aggressive. They popped their Uber fairly early, actually. Oh, and the sticky trap launches Mendes into the skybox. He's still alive, though, because he was Ubered, but he's very low and he has to back out. So now Jackie Legs and his medic Braveheart they're actually moving very far forward on the flank. They might actually get caught out here, but no,
yeah,
they
took
managed
a lot
to.
of heavy spam and backed out a little bit. But
The soldier comes in!
Like they jumped out. Soldier's in, yeah, Daniel's in, and actually forces the pop.
Gets reflect air shot, but he forces the pop, so he did his work, did his job.
Fortunately, with a little bit of faith, that wouldn't have been a force there, but it was. So good work there from Dan.
Very good work indeed. And now actually GOALstar loses a lot of key players on their team. They are down a lot of people here.
Sniper, only a spy, engineer and soldier up currently, and now Wasted's going to get forward and get this point started for his team. But we see Omrish actually behind at the midpoint.
Yeah,
taken out by a midi.
He did a lot of damage there to the enemy players, but he didn't actually manage to amount to that much more. He went down to 9 HP and went for the melee, but the mini sentry is the soldier's worst enemy.
Ubers are actually close up again. This is a very big stalemate.
No, they're not, because Fenrir gets backstabbed. Kitchen shift with the backstab on the medic. Pretty much the number one pick.
You could say Kitchen has shifted the tide of this battle.
But Carlotso replies by stabbing the heavy of the red team. So a heavy pick might not be as great as the medic pick, but still always something.
Only a minute left on the clock. You gotta wonder whether GOALstar can do what they can do to get this mid-cap and take it to last to equalize it. Otherwise, Team Awesome are gonna take this 2-0
Mendes with the double pipe
and
onto
the soldier's
medic.
trying to equalize it, coming back in to equalize it, but he gets the pick on Fenrir as well. Ubers are down once more. Both medics are down.
These medics can't just stay alive. The pick classes are just doing too much work here.
This is why Croissant was not put on the rotation. This is why it's only in Wireplay.
Exactly,
Medics
but
are not safe on this map. Extinction alert.
I think, however, it's very unlikely that anything more will come out of this now. GOALstar could have perhaps pushed into the last point if they would have kept their Uber advantage up and used it, but now the GGs are coming out, and it looks like this map will actually go to Team Awesome. We have 10 seconds left, and as gentlemen, these players will of course play it till the bitter end.
Soldier do his final work there as he jumps in and does
nothing.
Fantastic. So that was an amazing game there. I really enjoyed casting that.
It was really fun to watch.
Game. A lot of shifting going on here between the turning of the tides, between percentages, meds down, advantages. It seems the pick classes on this map were just going again and again and again. It was so hard on the medics on this map and for the important core players to stay alive.
Yeah, it was very interesting to see how much it swung back and forth. Every time we thought one of the teams had an advantage and were going to push in and get forward, either their medic got picked or they got forced in a bad position or something of that sort. So a lot can happen in this game mode, and that's what makes it fun, isn't it?
Indeed, that is Highlander to a T. And with that, we're going to be closing this cast. Thank you for listening to us. I've been Carlotso, this has been Pling, and of course our cameraman Rob on standby. Thanks for listening. We'll catch you guys on the next Team Awesome Shoutcast.
Have a good night.